Hi guys, my name is Dee and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I just want to talk to you guys about how I managed to take and pass the Certified Information System Security Professional exam from IC² in a period of just over a month and managed to pass that. So what I'll cover in this video, I'll speak to you about the resources that I used to prepare for the exam. I'll speak to you about the style that I sort of like followed in order to prepare. And then lastly, I'll just tell you about the exam experience and what I think about the exam overall. So onto the resources that I used. So firstly, I used the Thor Peterson course that is on Udemy to just go through the various domains. So there's domain 1 up until domain 8. So I used Thor Peterson's course to basically go through each domain in detail so that I could understand the concepts around each one of those domains, right? So I probably did this over a period of about 2 weeks or so. Once I completed the course on Udemy, I went on to buy the official CISSP practice tests from Cybex. So those tests, when you buy them, you actually get it's a link, I believe, a link which you can basically use to do the tests online. So there's an online bank that you can use to practice for the exam. So I basically went through that. It basically has questions for all of the domains. So it covers everything from domain 1 up until domain 8. Went through those practice tests and made sure that I review the questions and the answers to make sure that I fully understand the various concepts. Third thing I did is that every morning when I went for my morning runs, I would listen to Inside Cloud and Security video course is presented by Peter Zeger. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Yeah, so every morning I would listen to that course presented by Peter Zeger on YouTube. I would just basically just, reinforce all those concepts in my mind as I'm running, and it was quite easy for me because I'm basically doing two things at the same time. Being efficient, optimizing my time. So every mornings I would basically listen to that to just reinforce those concepts. Last thing I did was that I bought the boson practice tests for the CISSP. I think they have about 800 questions, if I'm not mistaken. I went through all of those questions end to end. I found those questions to be quite technical, I must say, but they did assist me in reinforcing most of the concepts that I needed to grasp for the exam. So I think they're quite useful. And if I would rate them in terms of how I felt they prepared me, I would probably give them a 9. Because yeah, I think they're quite good, although they're quite technical, but they're quite good. Yeah, so in terms of my preparation style, I think I've touched on this already. I would basically just wake up every morning between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. Get through with watching the video courses, doing the practice exams. I mean, I still have a full-time job and I still have work responsibilities that I need to deliver on at the end of the day. So for me, 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock in the morning, so that gives me 2 hours in the morning to prepare, and then in the evenings I would basically try to spend another 2 hours preparing, either doing the course by Thor Peterson or reviewing the practice tests, which I've highlighted already. So in terms of these resources, I'm just going to make sure that I put the links to all of them in the in the chat or in the video description. Um, from an exam experience perspective, so I wrote at a testing center. The check-in experience is quite explicit. IC Squared does basically give you guidance around that. Just make sure that you follow that. You need to have two identifications which you have signed. So for me, I had my ID and then my driver's license, which is two separate documents in South Africa. Yeah, so I provided those documents. I was signed in. I had to take a picture of myself and, accept the whole IC squared code of conduct and then set for the exam. So it's quite a long exam. So I think it's about 4 hours, if I'm not mistaken, and it's adaptive, as you might know if you did some research around it. Went through the questions, and I got my feedback at question number 125 to say that the exam is over. Then I had to go to the front desk to pick up my results, and lo and behold, I passed the exam. I've heard a lot of people saying on different forums that the CISSP is a very difficult exam, but for my personal experience, I don't believe it's that difficult as people make it out to be. In fact, if I was to compare the level of difficulty with the AWS Solutions Architect Professional Exam, I would say the AWS Pro is is way more difficult. So yeah, man, I think if you're interested in going for it, go for it. Use those resources that I've given to you. And yeah, I believe you should be able to pass. I mean, it does also help to have some, IT background or security background rather, to be able to, sort of like understand the various concepts. Of course, as an IT professional, you might not necessarily work in all of the domains, but at least you will have a clue as to what happens in each one of the domains. So yeah, man, I think go for it. If you have any questions whatsoever, do post it on the comments section, and I'll try my best to come back to you with any advice that you might need, any support. And yeah, man, good luck for your studies, and hope you do well.